Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome back into the Serene Corner. Welcome in if you are new. Hey, girl. Welcome into another video on this channel. I have my coffee that's almost gone, but y'all see that steam? Okay, come on, aesthetic. All right, period. Let's get right into this video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some controversy that's been kind of going online and some conversations around Keke Palmer, which, oh my gosh, I've learned so much in the past few days about, it's your girl, Keke Palmer. Oh my gosh. So we're going to be talking about that today. We're going to be talking about a recent interview that she's had to pull from her podcast, which I believe her podcast is called Baby, This is Keke Palmer. And we're going to be talking about the breakdown of her announcing that podcast and immediately retracting and pulling it down. And so we're going to get into that in today's video. So if you're excited for this, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. I definitely want to know your opinions on this girl, so engage in the comments. I appreciate everyone that's been subscribing, commenting, and engaging with the channel. We're creating this nice, safe space for us to have genuine conversation. So let's get right into today's video. Okay, so I kind of want to start off with the promo video that came out. I believe it mainly was even pushed to on like Twitter. I don't even know how long it kind of stayed up on certain platforms. It's kind of hard for me to find this video. Not even sure if this is the original long video of the promo for her interview with Jonathan Majors. And so we're going to pull it up first and get right into it.
Unshakable mystery.
Vulnerability.
Okay. Fall in love slow or fall in love loud?
Fall in love slow.
I love that. Owning the past or rewriting the future?
Owning the past.
Why?
We're talking about history in general or mine? Me personally.
I mean, really, any of it. Just your concept around, maybe more so
around time.
Around time.
Well, time is.
Oh my gosh, I've been so into
everything.
time lately. Oh, yo, gosh, man. Yeah. Literally, this time thing.
Look it.
I love that we literally.
Wicked. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Very wicked.
Very wicked.
Okay.
Come on, girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Co-star in a rom-com with Megan Good or a buddy cop movie with Megan Good. Or a buddy cop movie with Michael B. Jordan.
Oh no, Mike. Oh no. I mean, that would be hilarious.
Oh my gosh, even that voice. I want that to be the voice of the character. That would be hilarious.
Michael. Hey, bro, what's up? Michael. Yeah. I got to do my baby.
Period.
I got to keep it in the family.
You heard that, man? Yeah, period. And I'm ready for the rom-com. You are amazing.
And that was the promo that was pushed to promote her coming out with her next episode with Jonathan Majors. And the internet went into awry. Truly into awry. Awry, however you say that word, but uproar. True uproar. And so, yeah, we're going to go into the timeline of this. Again, this promo goes out. People see that that's going to be, and I think also on her Spotify, it's like a thing like coming soon. Like you can kind of post like what's upcoming on your podcast. And so that was the episode. And I think it was like accountability or something in the phrasing of that episode was talking about accountability, taking accountability. My first reaction even from seeing that clip, because I didn't watch the promo clip prior to this. I wanted to kind of watch and engage my reaction in real time. Also, I look fab. I look great. Okay, that's not the point of this video, but anyway, because I have to stare at myself while I'm doing these. But yes, so I hadn't watched the full like promo clip because I didn't even know it existed. I thought people just saw kind of, again, the headline of the Spotify showing that this was going to be an episode coming out and people just were pissed. But no, there was an actual promo video that did go out. It was this video and this clip. And that was a great, and hopefully maybe in that actual segment, she does circle back to, again, the future question about like rewriting the future or taking accountability, whatever that question just was that she was doing in that game. But she didn't really like harp on that the way that she should have, but neither here nor there. So people saw that and the internet reacts. So let me pull up some of those videos that came out that I saw on my For You page.
Hey, babe, I don't think this is the interview your audience wants you to have because there's absolutely no reason why you would interview Jonathan Majors. You guys are well aware of Keke Palmer's podcast. Now, she just uploaded the description of her future episode on April 7th that's got people pretty upset. But the episode is titled No Easy Answers, Accountability, and Moving Forward with Jonathan Majors.
Okay, right. That's what I saw. And so this was mainly what I had seen before I even knew there was like an actual promo clip. So this sit down really did happen. Like this was a full planned out episode. So her team and everyone approved this episode going out. I need that to be clear.
That's crazy. That, moving forward, is crazy. Let's go over the description of the episode that she's going to have, again, with Jonathan Majors. Now, it starts off by saying accountability. It's a loaded word, right? It's not. The word isn't loaded. It means exactly what it says in Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Kiki bookie. Okay, it continues and says, we're living in a time where we want real accountability, especially for the things that men have gotten away with for far too long. At the same time, finding forgiveness feels harder than ever. Forgiveness for whom is the question. And we're still figuring out what true accountability even looks like. Today, we're sitting down with Jonathan Majors to talk about what life has looked like after being convicted of harassment and assault. This conversation isn't here to give you all the answers. It's complicated. It's messy. It's not complicated or messy. It's a conviction. Convictions aren't complicated. That's why they're convictions. Being accused of something can be complicated, but not after you're convicted. But hopefully it brings us closer to understanding the complex emotional landscape of the time we're living through. We had to go right to the comments because I don't know what that description was. Now, somebody by the name of HT said, platforming is so useless. It's so literally useless. And this is a clear blind spot for many people in the industry, including her. Y'all celebrities don't stand with women like you think. Absolutely correct. Even if you've been yourself, you're going out of your way to give them a voice. Keke makes enough money to never have to need a podcast with a specific hobo a day in her life. And yet, somebody by the name of Sasha said, some people seem to be allergic to being likable, and she gains nothing from this, and it is risking her brand for no reason. Real bird behavior. Ocean has a point. They said doing this won't revive his, meaning Jonathan Majors' career. Now he's just got to cater to the Black audiences, which will get his career nowhere but Tubi and BET. BET. Ain't nothing wrong with Tubi or BET, but I totally understand their argument here. Proponents of Keke Palmer sitting down with Jonathan Majors also chimed into the chat, and somebody by the name of Becca said, she's a journalist and an interviewer. That's part of her job. Y'all are so fake woke, it's embarrassing. Now, there are probably a good number of people who do want to hear what Jonathan Majors has to say. And if you guys remember a few weeks ago, he actually sat down with Sherry.
Who? And why? Who? And why? We wonder why cycles of abuse keep repeating themselves, and then we platform and allow and enable people like this to exist in the realm, have a platform. Who? There are plenty of other Black actors out there, Black male actors at that out there. Like, hello.
Shepard, and Sherry Shepard had this like crying, touching moment with Jonathan Majors, which a lot of people said is kind of disingenuous of her, because why are you trying to emotionally connect with this man? I totally agree with that argument, but the only thing I'm gonna say about Sherry Shepard is they need to snatch Wendy Williams' time slot back from you, because the way that you are doing a disservice to this time slot is crazy. And shout out to Charm QN, because they really summed up this entire discussion about why Keke Palmer is having this man on her show. They said Keke Palmer's charm is strong as a motherfucker, because we continue to forget that she's an idiot. She's not an idiot, but a lot of her supporters are really questioning her motives behind this interview. Keke, babe.
What do you guys think about that? So that was one of the first reactions, of course, Nosy Bystander, and anyone that I feature in today's video, I will have linked down below. I'm not going to have Keke's podcast listed down below because it's already very popular. You guys can easily find that if you would like to. That's not really the point of this video. So yeah, let's get into another reaction that was had. And I kind of want to make a clear point that someone had, one of the comments that she was reading was like, oh, like this is a part of her job. No, babe. No, babe. No. Like, you're not going to gaslight me. You're not, at least not me. They can gaslight y'all, but y'all are not going to sit up here and gaslight us and say that, especially too when it comes to a podcast like this is whatever topic you want to talk about. It's your podcast, especially like it's ironic. Baby, this is Keke Palmer. She can talk about whatever Keke Palmer wants to talk about. That's the whole point of the podcast, because viewers are engaged and want to hear what Keke has to say and talk about. So there's no, this is a part of her job to interview people that she chooses. And she's choosing to interview and platform a convicted, you know what? I'm not understanding that. And that's like a form of like mild gaslighting slightly, where it's like, oh no, this is just a part of her job. Like, these people are, you guys are fake woke, which I'm so tired of the woke conversation. I'm not even going to dabble into that, because at the end of the day, just having empathy, having conscious, and being aware of what's going on is downplayed 24/7. Because again, anyone with common sense wouldn't want to platform a literal person that's been accused of and convicted convicted in the courts, babe, of what this man's been convicted of. So that it's just, I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of saying it. Let's keep going into another reaction. And this is before the podcast was pulled.
So this is not an April Fool's joke. Keke Palmer will be having Jonathan Majors on her podcast titled Accountability and Moving Forward with Jonathan Majors.
I also want to say, I wanted to say, I like this person's username. It's Pisces with a side of fries. I don't know why I love that username. Like you ate with that username, period.
And a lot of people for this. Mainly Whoopi Goldberg, Sherry Shepherd, Michael B. Jordan, any Will Smith too, any black celebrity professional has been kind of pushing for this Jonathan Majors reform train. Because right now, a lot of younger people, I don't think, are falling for this Jonathan Majors love campaign that's being pushed forward within the media. And a lot of the people who have been pushing this forward have been a lot of the elders in Hollywood, with Michael B. Jordan being like the youngest, but he's like what, almost 40, and Keke Palmer has like just turned 30 or is in her like mid-30s. Keke Palmer definitely has like a younger crowd and a younger audience. So I'm not here for this. Obviously, it hasn't even been a year since he was sentenced. He was sentenced to 12 months of like DV classes. Has he completed those? I don't think so. The second thing is, this podcast is titled Accountability. Has he even taken accountability for what he's done? The answer is no, because if you've seen any of the interviews that have come out within the past couple of weeks, he hasn't. This is very unfortunate. I'm actually very baffled. When I saw the screenshot on Twitter, I thought it was fake, but it is not. It is very, very real.
And what's crazy to me, and what people always forget, there's a team. It's not just Keke Palmer making this podcast. She has a team. I think she even has like a production company that's producing this podcast for her. So there's so many people approving the platforming of this individual, which is absolutely insane, especially in the Black community. Like, I'm just so, like, it's exhausting. And I've been saying a lot in my videos lately, this is why we're not getting anywhere. Truly, like, there's not enough unity, because we also need to unify behind not platforming these people, because there's no need. There's so much Black talent out there, and we just keep selecting these same individuals in this same little basket. And then if one of those people in those basket, like, or the bunch of apples, it becomes a spoiled, rotten apple, we just allow it to spoil the entire bunch. Because now look at all of these people trying to platform him, ruining their brand, ruining their credibility. Especially someone like Keke Palmer. Like, come on now. Come on, girl. So that was that. That was before it came out. And again, a lot of people then at that point, when that podcast came out, started to point out past interviews and things that Keke has supported that I had actually never seen. And we're going to play that as well now, because I need us black women. I really need us to get it together. And I'm not trying to lump all of us in with Keke Palmer. But again, when it comes to, especially as someone that is platformed in a way that she is, unacceptable behavior has been had. Unacceptable statements have been made. Where's the PR team? Like, well, I don't understand. I'm very confused in some of the clips that I've been seeing coming out of her mouth. Let's watch.
Mom always talks about R. Kelly performing live. The way he connects with the audience. That's something that you can't.
Mom.
R. Kelly.
Terrible example.
Why don't y'all gonna stop coming at my boy Kels?
No,
okay?
R. Kelly gonna stop coming on 13-year-old girls.
If Charlamagne is the one more correct than you in the room, you need to evaluate, period. I'm not really a big fan of their platform, especially Charlamagne. I'm not a fan whatsoever. So if he is right in the room, and you're in the, I don't even know how this happened. How did this occur? How are you letting this man look smarter than you? Oh,
you don't feel like these stories are a little crazy about R. Kelly and make you look at him like?
Well, you know what? The last people they were talking about were over the age of 18.
Well, there was one that they said he was grooming since she was 14.
Stop with the grooming.
We saw the tape.
Stop with the grooming. I don't.
Keke, hello? What you mean stop with the grooming? What are you trying to say? No. What are you trying to say? No. Also, The Breakfast Club, that's the platform. I don't even know the name of the damn platform because I don't consume any of that content. But What do you mean stop with the grooming? What? And then it's funny that she says this in this same interview, and we're going to play, don't worry, I have the clip right after this. She then wants us to sit here and empathize and relate and allow space for her to attack Trey Songz. Okay.
I know this side of Kels.
You don't know this side?
I do not know this side of Kels. The side of Kels I know is the musical genius, okay?
But then
Come
you
on
see
now.
all these women coming out and telling their stories about what one woman said he gave her an STD.
Well, guys are doing that. Like a lot of guys do this. It's not just Kels now.
He married Aaliyah when she was 15. Proof to that, and we saw the tape.
You know what? I cannot speak on those things that I don't favorite people in the world, okay? And he's playing the most amazing new track. Are they ready for this new shit? Like my mom always talks about art.
Y'all, I'm baffled. I didn't even see that last ending clip there of them like to get Keke girl. So again, she's saying that in the same interview with the Breakfast Club. Then it goes on. I don't know if this is before or after, but in the same interview, this is how you're speaking.
Did you and Trey Songz ever get cool again?
Man, you know, I've not talked to that guy. You know, I have not spoken to that guy.
Was it a misunderstanding?
Like, because you accused him of sexual intimidation last
You know,
year.
it wasn't a misunderstanding.
She told her story of what
I tell my truth, and you know, I just thought it was real interesting that after all those things went down, you know, someone else had something to say. So it wasn't like
But in the same interview, you're discrediting the experiences that these girls are alleging they've had with R. Kelly. Hello? Where is the media training in that? She is a very media trained gal. I don't know how old this clip is. Honey, hello. How are we supposed to care about your experience as a potential victim or an alleged victim while you're at the same time discrediting victims? I'm not understanding that. That pissed me clean off, y'all. This has pissed me off. And anyone should be, I don't understand why people are still sitting here saying there's not a point being made about how Keke kind of reacts to abuse, the topic itself in general. It's very weird. It's giving weird. Because what are we talking about, sis? And again, I completely understand your experience with Trey Songz. I can have empathy for that. I can relate to that. I can sit here and have space, hold space for that. But it's hard to do that when in the same breath, literally in the same breath, you're supporting and trying to almost make excuses for someone else being accused of abuse. What are we talking about? Like, stop with that grooming word. What are we talking about in the same breath that you're going to sit here and talk about being sexually intimidated by Trey Songz, allegedly? Ma'am, are we okay? Are we okay? So when it's done unto thou, it should be taken seriously. But when it's done to others, you're leaving space for all this gray area. Suddenly there's so much gray area. Or there's so many excuses. But they're of the age of 18. Why are we... I can't even make sense of it within trying to explain it to y'all. Go ahead in the comments and explain it for yourselves if you want. It's not making sense. Any way I try to put it, it's not making sense. Babe, like, it's not looking good for you. This is not a good look. This is not cute, not demure, not mindful. Like, this just pissed me off.
I don't like when people think that somebody is just gonna be saying something just to say it. First of all, I love black people. I love my people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna try to ever tear nobody down, try to tear no black man down. That's not who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what I stand for. That's not what I'm about. So if I say something, I'm saying something for a reason. And I feel like if so,
then why the hell did you just sit up here and try to discredit these alleged victims of R. Kelly? I need you to be serious, girl. The media training it's not giving. It's not giving right now, sis. It's not giving. What the actual F? Like, what the actual F?
How many times black women say stuff and nobody gives a shit? Excuse my language. Nobody gives a
I have to keep pausing it. We got to break it down word by word here, y'all. She's saying when black women say things, so like how these younger women are coming forward about R. Kelly, and you just sat here and said, don't talk about grooming, stop with that grooming word, or they're above the age of 18. You're participating in that same rhetoric that you're spitting right now about yourself. So again, when it's done to you, that's not giving. I don't like that. That almost gives pick-me energy. Clock it, y'all. We need to be serious. And a lot of people love Keke Palmer. I love Keke Palmer. A lot of people love her for a good reason. But no, the same way she's talking about taking accountability, she needs to take accountability for this shit. This is unacceptable behavior. Unacceptable. And also dangerous rhetoric to have. We're borderlining victim blaming a few moments ago, and now again you're sitting here trying to make a point about how no one listens to Black women when they come forward, when you just didn't listen about Black women coming forward. Hello?
Fuck when sometimes Black women say something, but somebody of another complexion, somebody of another color, they say something, and then it's like, we're taking it to court. It's time to get serious. Hashtag me too.
Did you end up?
Also, why we even bring up the Me Too movement, but I won't even touch into that. But I had to just make that point clear, because when I saw almost the contradictions within literally the same interview, very disgusting to see. I'm just going to call it like it is. I don't, you know me. If you're new here, I keep it very real on this channel. This is a safe space to keep it real. We need to be for real. And that didn't give. She also went on an interview with Club Shay Shay, and I haven't watched this yet, so we're going to watch it together. And I want to see, because again, she went on Club Shay Shay as well, speaking about the Trey Songz situation. So let's hear about that.
Talk about the Trey Songz incident. We don't have to get into it, but I would like.
Come on, Hand. That was so deep. You ain't got to.
But how important is it for women to speak up, to speak out?
It's important. I know it's hard. If somebody doesn't want to speak out, I'm also not that person to pressure them, because there's been other things that I've endured that I ain't spoke out about. No, I haven't put it in the book.
Why?
Why? I don't know how. I don't know what the reason would be to bring it up,
okay,
or what it would be to talk about. And again, I'm very cautious of everything I say and everything I do, because I don't like to be salacious. I like for everything I say to have a reason and a meaning. And with that video, it was hard to speak out about all of that, because I didn't want people to think I was trying to just say, like, he was trying to get at me, he wanted me, because I don't think that's what it was about. It was just about power. And sometimes people's sexual prowess is their power.
Right.
If I think you want me, then I can use that to get you to do what I want. I think it was simply that.
Yes.
I didn't want him like that. I respected him.
Right.
I didn't see him that way.
Right.
And so that's why it went the way it went. And I just wanted to stand up for myself, because I felt that I hadn't stood up for myself in the moment. So when the video came out, that's what you saw. And so I think for anybody, you know, speak up when you feel that the time is right, but always get it out. Always tell somebody.
So I need her to go back, and hopefully it maybe at some point it's just a clip that's not that publicized. She retracted how she basically completely voided victim statements of their experience with R. Kelly. I hope she's gone back at some point in her career and said that she was wrong for what she said with that. Because what are we talking about? So again, we're supposed to hold so much space for you to speak up and for you to be this voice. You're now telling women to speak up when you have clear statements out there. And also you said that you watch what you say so well. Like that, I'm so confused. I'm so confused. And it then flashes me too as well when she came forward about her baby daddy. I don't know if they're married. I don't know what the relationship is. But when she came out about being abused by that man, and an entire week's worth plus on the internet was talking about how this man is dangerous. Like this entire rhetoric smear campaign was done on this man abusing her. Everyone was saying their opinion. And then I believe she got back on the internet and in the comments, we're going to talk about it. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me how this really went down. And she almost told up the internet to basically mind their business, and also proceeded to then go back to that man. So then why did you even post that video of him doing XYZ to you and painting him in the image that you painted him? I'm very confused, Keke. I'm not understanding. And then you sit up here in spaces, especially like nowadays, and have all the right words to say, where it's like, oh, women need to speak up and people don't listen to Black women. But then it's like you partake and have actions within your own like demeanor that literally victim blames and downplays the experience that victims are coming forward about. So I'm confused. Is it only when you speak up, people need to listen? I don't like this. I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this. And as well, someone that's such a platformed and like idolized Black female figure, I need this cleaned up. I need this cleaned up immediately. Like, I don't like this. It's not looking cute. It's really not giving. It's not giving. It's not. And a lot of people aren't going to care as well at this point because she's so popular. Where it's like, again, this is why the Black community, we're not getting anywhere. We're really not. we are going in complete circles consistently, never getting anywhere. It's hard to watch, y'all. It's hard to watch. So I'm like, girl.
Somebody, speak it, talk it through, figure out how to process what it is you went through, that you experienced. Because a lot of women, I'll be honest, a lot of women have been assaulted and don't even know. That's the weird nuances that it comes to when it comes to rape culture in our society. It's so embedded that a lot of people don't know when they're even being harassed or when someone did something inappropriate, but they just have all these feelings, and then all of a sudden they start changing and they don't know how to act, and they don't know why they're feeling the way they're feeling. So
Grooming, the same word that you said don't speak about on the Breakfast Club. So again, I hope that she just really learned her lesson from that. I hope that that was a good reflection moment for her. Again, I don't have any talking points of her ever touching on that interview and basically saying I was dead ass wrong for saying that, because this makes sense, but it just loses validity and credibility and oomph when there's statements of you in the past doing the complete opposite to other women, young girls at that, teenagers at that. Be fucking for real. Be fucking for real. So again, the backlash starts rolling in. People are pulling up old clips. I think someone was saying something about like Bill Cosby as well too, but I couldn't find anything on that. So in the comments, girls, please let me know what happened with her and Bill Cosby. Was she defending that idiot as well? Because y'all. But she scraps the podcast. Long story short, she scraps the episode. I believe she removes it from the Spotify lineup, and that's people know that she scraps it. And so where's my girl Nosy? Because she talks about that. She's just so good. I love Nosy Bystander, by the way. Make sure that you're following her. Again, she'll be linked down below.
The power of bullying. Because Keke, you knew better than to have Jonathan Majors on your show. Now, remember last week, Keke Palmer was supposed to debut this episode where she does a sit-down interview with Jonathan Majors. And after she had released the description of the episode, people were thoroughly peed off. And shout out to Bullying and Common Sense because she completely scrapped that episode and she went ahead and went with Cash Doll. It was pretty clear and understandable why she did it. Now, why she pulled the episode, I have no idea, but maybe PR got back to her and was like, this is a no-go, this is no dice. Your fans are...
Which I don't even understand then why we ever had it up in the first place. Like, y'all. So that also shows clearly that there is a team behind this, right? So again, same thing. These people have teams. There's multiple people in a room approving this ish. There's finance individuals saying, how much are we going to pay to get Jonathan Majors on the platform? All of this stuff happens. I just don't, I don't understand. I don't understand. And so you knew, like, how did you not know that people were not going to want this, especially from you as a Black woman? Why would you sit up here and platform a Black man that does not need a platform? Period. I don't care how good of an actor this man was. And also what I wanted to get into as well, too, because people are pissing me off with just like, I've been seeing women at that, Black women in the comments saying that he was painted in the wrong light or he wasn't convicted in the way, like, I don't even know. Or they're saying that almost like it wasn't true what happened and what he was convicted of. I don't know what y'all are trying to say, but I won't even pull that up because that's already convicted, case closed, babe. Do your research. I'm so tired of people not doing the research, just coming on the internet saying whatever. He's convicted. He's on recording as well, saying that this is true. I don't understand. What else do you guys need? I'm not understanding that. You just want to pander to Black men for some reason. They're not going to pick you. I just don't understand, especially as him. Annoying. But that's not even his only case. That's not even his only alleged action. Y'all piss me off. So y'all look at this. The Los Angeles Times, and this was February 2024. So y'all just really don't do research enough. Like, I can't stand how much people just do not research. Where it says, less than 2 months after a jury handed down a guilty, the man was guilty verdict in his case, Majors has been accused of abuse by 2 more women. The women, they're named here, say they dated Majors between this time, accused the Marvel star of physical and emotional, you know what, during their time as graduate students at Yale. And his attorney literally described the relationship as a love triangle that he regrets being in. So he was actively admitting that he was with these women. Right. They described him as controlling, threatening, who isolated them from friends and career pursuits. Sounds like a narcissistic, you-know-whatter. Sounds about right. his ex-fiance, which I believe is one of those women, accused the actor of doing these things, blanking her, throwing her around, bruising her. The other woman who became pregnant and had agreed to get rid of the pregnancy said that he was emotionally, you know what, to her. I'm so confused, y'all. Why are we platforming this man? Why are you as a Black woman trying to stick up for this man? They don't do this for us as well, too. They rarely do this for us. Yet we sit here and just all day go up and down up in comment sections with our free time that we could be making money when you could be working on you, boo, to defend a man like this. Y'all piss me off. Y'all piss me off. And I kept seeing that in some of the comments where it's like, well, he was painted in the wrong light, or this white woman did this on now what? Because there's more than one. It's the same thing with Chris Brown. And yet now I'm seeing lots of people like sharing around his new tour dates, and his tours are selling out. Embarrassing. And we expect the Black community to get somewhere where we won't. Spoiler alert, we won't. I do not have faith in this. It would have happened by now. I would have had faith. The faith that I have is the thickness of my goddamn nail because of shit like this. What are we doing? Hello? Jesus Christ. Let's see if there's anything more in this document. His lawyer made a statement describing the actor's relationship with the two women as toxic and admitted that he did say hurtful things and was embarrassed by his behavior, his jealous behavior. He denied, of course, the claims of the physical stuff. And yeah, he's kind of denied, of course, those claims. Of course he did. He said that people were gladly participating in the love bombing that's threatened within this. He doesn't agree with, right? So he's saying it's mutually emotionally volatile. I will never believe what you say. You've been convicted of what you've been convicted of. Like, please, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Jesus Christ. There's that. And I just wanted to bring that up because, again, a lot of people are trying to almost act like this man is just so innocent and he deserves a second chance. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. It's embarrassing to see. And this is another, I believe, person that was saying to give him a platform. Let's open this up.
Keke Palmer, I'm here to tell you, nah, sis, run your interview. So Keke Palmer ditches her Jonathan Majors podcast episode following the backlash. In its place, a new episode featuring Cash Doll has been released. Palmer previously caught heat for announcing that she was having a controversial actor on the show, despite his previous accusations of domestic violence. The decision...
Not accusations, convictions. He was convicted. Guilty. The gavel, guilty. Language is so important, and like even journalists participate in this, and some of them are paid by these creators and by these celebrities to omit and rephrase wording that then changes the narrative. You were convicted, sir.
Sparked widespread discussion and many questioned her choice. So here's the thing, Keke. I don't like this. I don't like that you backpedaled and you pussy popped. Keke, I don't like that you backpedaled and you pussy popped. All right. Here's the thing. If you weren't going to have him on the show, or you were apprehensive about having him on the show, you shouldn't have had him on the show. I think here's the other thing. With everything that white media did and is continuing to do to persecute this man, he should be able to come to Black media and not worry about his interviews being scrapped.
Are we for real? Of course a Black man says this. Of course a Black man says this. Are we serious? And you don't want to know why the white media dragged this man to filth? Because it was a white woman, and white people actually stick together. Hello. 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 Because white people actually have unity. There's unification within the white community. That's why when this white woman came to the forefront and said what she said and said what happened to her, the white media immediately backed her. This is the problem. And like we paint, like the way he's painting that, and the way I see people in the comments trying to paint that, if anything, just glorifies and shows how ununified the Black community is. We can't come together on nothing. So that's what happened to his image in white media. They were unified behind the alleged abuse of a woman in their community? Shouldn't they be? Jesus Christ. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, it's just draining to watch. Like, truly. Again, if he was not found guilty, different story, different argument. If he did not, on record, on audio, admit to the wrongdoings that he did, it'd be a different story, a different conversation. But also guaranteed, because there is, again, white unity, the same way, what's that girl's name with the Johnny Depp stuff? When it came out that she was wrong, the white community was on her ass too, dragging her to filth. I just don't understand. So you guys try to paint this almost as like a gotcha moment where it's like he should be able to come to the Black media and not have his interview scrapped. We are so far away from the plot that it's like, again, my point still stands. We're not getting anywhere. We're not.
We supposed to have his back. We supposed to have his back. And I think it's important that our Black entertainers and our Black athletes and our Black whatever, I think it's important that they begin to know that if something happens to them in mainstream media, that they need to be able to know that they can come to the Black publications to be given a fair shake.
Hell no. I don't know who this creator is. You are dead wrong. You are dead wrong. Sir, are we serious right now? So he would probably then agree that Diddy deserves a platform to come and speak, a fair chance to speak to the media. Is that what we're saying? Because that's the same pipeline that you're going down with this kind of rhetoric. Hello? Lord. I don't even know what to say, y'all. Let me know what you think in the comments about this kind of ideology, but I generally am at a loss for words, and I love to yap. I love to talk. That's what this whole platform is dedicated to. Absolutely absurd. Hell no. Stop platforming abusers. Like, I don't understand. That should be so simple. That should be so simple.
Keke, your platform is large enough to have allowed Jonathan to have shared some of the things that we may have or may not have known. And I'm sure as a Black woman that he may have felt a level of safety with you. Now, there's also an argument to be made that goes, fuck Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors ran out there, fool-la-la with white girls and only wanted to run back to a Black girl when it was time, when his life was in shambles, and now he want to run back to Black publications and Black media when his ass is in trouble. And
that's exactly what it is. I hate this creator's wording. That's exactly what it is. And every single time, especially as Black women, most times we fall for it. And here we are. We need to wake up. Why are we repeating cycles? That's exactly what it is. And then again, because white mainstream media was unified on this woman going to court, having it be convicted, and posting the freaking story, that makes him have the need for a redemption arc. For what? Ooh, yikes.
you know what? You know, I'm not mad. I'm not mad with anybody who has that position. But it's like, Keke, you already and somebody says, Shabby, it's not Black women's job to fix his representation. And I agree. You know what I'm saying? With Jonathan Majors, because we halfway claim him, halfway don't. It goes both ways. But my biggest closing point is I just don't like the fact that Keke let people bully her into scrapping the interview. When in all actuality, Keke, the people, you already got all the backlash that you was going to get. People have a very short attention span. The interview probably would have been great. People would have been mad for 2 more days and whatever. So it didn't work.
He just made a testament to the fact that we don't hold people accountable long enough even. Jesus Christ. So he's almost like knocking whoever the viewership of his, their intelligence, or the general public, the Black community's intelligence, where he's saying they only would have been mad for like a few days and they would have gotten over it, because that's literally what happens in the Black community. We never really hold people accountable. There's no unity. There's no unification. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Y'all, let's wrap this video up with a few other videos of, again, once the podcast was scrapped and taken down, and then I will wrap up this video. I think my point's pretty clear here. I'm embarrassed.
All for accountability, forgiveness, redemption, rehabilitation, all of the things, but like, if that's how we gonna conduct intercommunal business, then we need to have a conversation about it and make sure that we all on the same page and the rules apply across the board. Is a PDF file likely to run into children out into the real world? Yeah, but we wouldn't give them a job at an elementary school. Like, sure, you will run into kids anywhere, but we're not going to put them in a centralized location and give them power over the population of victims that they essentially victimize. Is somebody struggling with alcoholism going to run into alcohol somewhere in the real world? Absolutely. And they'll have to be prepared for those triggers. But do you think that they would be successful at sobriety if we sent them to go work at a bar? All right, then. So if these people, by way of fame, celebrity, power, and money, have abused women, abused children, abused men, because honestly, some of them abuse a little bit of every motherfucking body. But if they're using their power, prestige, fame, and access to not only abuse them, but beat them down in the legal system, intimidate them in real life, or at worst, unalive them under some suspicious-ass pretenses, then maybe that person shouldn't be put back in the same arena that they were in before to do that thing. Now, as a regular everyday person, might they have the ability and the power to run into people that they can manipulate and all that other stuff? Yeah. But we basically like, yeah, here go a grand stage to continue hurting and abusing people. You have a long history of hurting people. Yeah, let's just go ahead and give you the same money, power, and fame that you had before so that you can continue to do it to a widespread group of individuals. It's like, yeah, redemption, recovery, all the things, but it's like, do we put you still back in them same environments in hopes that you will change and be able to maintain long-term change? Because you don't just stop being an abuser. You don't just stop being a PDF. You don't just stop that. It never just stops. It requires ongoing accountability and intervention. If you've been somewhere before, trust me, baby, I don't give a fuck how long it's been since you've been there. You can find your way back. If we're going to do the whole redemption, fair, square, let's stick to the facts, rehabilitation, accountability, forgiveness thing, then it needs to apply to women as well. It can't just be...
Thank you. So that's also what's pissing me off. Like, Black women consistently put ourselves in the fire for someone that would never even pour water on us when we're burning. What are we doing? Stop doing it. Stop doing it. Black men rarely do that for us. They are the first to get on the microphone and tell us every single thing, up, down, front to back, that a Black woman is doing wrong. We see it all day. I'm just so annoyed. So annoyed. And also, yes, redemption accountability does not mean giving the person the same platform that they had before to utilize it to abuse. Jonathan Majors can be accountable in his own life, behind screen, never on a TV screen ever again. We don't need to know about it. That's true accountability. Because when you had the chance, when you had the platform, you had the money, you had the success, look what you did with it. That's a poor example for younger Black men. We don't need it. We don't need it. We already have enough bad examples for young Black men out there. Trust me. We don't need another. Hello.
Free Diddy, free Tory Lanez, leave Trey Songz alone and give Chris Brown a second chance, but Meg Thee Stallion is still a liar. Keke Palmer, you was about to become the thing that you hate and platform an abuser when you had checked Breakfast Club and Wendy Williams about their behavior towards you. We gotta check this shit before the cycles keep continuing through our generation into our kids. Enough is a fuck enough.
I fear it's too late, sis. I fear it's too late. They're gonna keep repeating, keep cycling, keep circling. I just don't see any kind of reform within the Black community coming. Like, is it in the room with us? I just don't know. I would hope so, but I fear it's not. All right, we have a few more and then we'll be done with this.
Keke Palmer has a deep understanding that if she loses black women, she loses everything. And that's why that Jonathan Major podcast is nowhere to be found. And you'll never hear it either. Because she understands. So let this be a lesson that sometimes, actually no, not just sometimes, bullying works. So I need you girlies that are all passive and like, oh my God, they're asking so much of Chapel Roan. Bullying works. Bullying works. Bullying works.
I wouldn't even call it bullying. Accountability, like how that, let's use the same word they're using. Accountability. Like, girl, you knew that was dead wrong. Why did you even like waste all your resources and team effort to sit up here and try to film that shit? Like, girl, we must do better. Last one.
Keke Palmer deciding to platform Jonathan Majors is an example of how we do not allow the men in our community to face the consequences of their actions. Society's projection onto us as women, as caregivers, creates a shadow side to our personality. The toxic healer. Like us as black women, we have this egoic side of us that believes that we can heal anything, anybody, any situation. But what we do not understand is that sometimes stepping back and allowing people to fall on their face hard is the only way that they can heal. There's this misunderstanding that people can't heal themselves, that black men are incapable of healing themselves, that black men are incapable of doing right, that black men are incapable of evolving, that we have to step in. It is an illusion to think that you are the one healing someone, when in actuality, they heal because they want to. It's their decision. It's a personal decision to heal. It's an illusion to think that you're the one doing the healing. Please allow Jonathan Majors to hit rock bottom. Allow him to hit rock bottom so that he can transform and become a better person. Please.
I feel like that was a great ending point. Well, what do you guys think? I'm glad, long story short, I'm glad the podcast has been scrapped. I do not think this person deserves a platform, and I stand on that 10 toes. Y'all can argue with each other back and forth in the comment section about that if you want. But at the end of the day, you arguing on the backs of a black man is doing nothing for you as a black woman. I'm telling you right now. So save it, sis. Go ahead and do it. Because I know, again, some of y'all just do not like to listen and just want to keep repeating cycles that do not benefit our community in any kind of way. So I already know that's going to happen, but save your time, sis. Use that time, defending a black man, to work on you. Okay, hello. Wake it up. Wake it up. So that's today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Oh my gosh. I'm going to get back into as well too highlighting some other creators. So make sure that you guys are checking out my entire playlist here, because I've been talking about some amazing, incredible black women building beautiful communities on TikTok in my past 2 trending takes videos. So make sure you guys check those out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.